Well, hey family, this is Darlene. I am coming back tonight. Earlier, I showed you a couple of the boho bracelets that I made. I was able to make a couple more earlier today, and I'm like in love. I'm so in love. I am going to make so many of these. So I told you guys what I used. I had a piece of cardboard, and I cut the cardboard. It's not dry yet, so I put a piece of tape right here to hold it, so I can go ahead and do the video for tonight. So then I cut a piece of material. Let me see, I'll measure it. Let's see how. So that is about, and I'm not going to use all this, but I did cut it about 38 inches, right? And I'm not going to use all this. So whatever I use, I will, I'll let you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little piece of cardboard. I'm going to take my material. I'm going to put some E6000 on the end of this. Because I want it to stick like really, really good once I put it on. So, and I'm going to take the part and put it where I glued it or where I taped it, so I can secure that part first. So, and that's how we do it. And if you've ever wrapped something, it's basically the same thing. I got a little glue on my hands. So I'm going to just take it. I want to take the material and I'm going to wrap it over the part where it's glued at a couple of times, and I'm going to pull it nice and snug. And then I'm going to start taking the material and slant it. And I'm going to slant it because I don't want it thick. I want it just enough to cover. And then plus I want it to stretch all the way. So I'm going to just keep wrapping. And then just kind of slant the material. And then I'm going to make sure it's snug and take that wire over like that. Close it down on there. Hold it nice and snug. And then I'm going to cut this off. And it don't have to be even because we're going to wrap it with wire, so it don't even matter. And you can see how that's a perfect bracelet wrapped. Put that wire under that material like that because I want it to be secure. And then when I wrap it with the other wire, that'll hold it in even more secure. So I'm going to take the bead, I'm going to hold the bead, and I'm going to start wrapping, securing the beads with my fingers, pulling the wire through. Let the beads come up. Just make sure I keep it centered the best I can. Right, and I can always push that wire back in. And then I want to wrap with the next one. And then hold those beads with my fingers, but still wrapping. And then pull that wire through. And then just kind of keep them centered. Now I want the next beads to come. Leave that one there. Let this one fall over. My finger is holding it. I'm going to pull that wire. So now I'm going to pull the next bead up. And then we got that beaded like that. So I'm going to just keep wrapping this wire around to secure it. I think this is like, is it 20 gauge wire? It's the real thin wire. So that's why I'm going to go back over it with the gold wire just to make it secure. So I'm going to come back around these beads. Just a couple of times. And then I need to make sure that stays in there. And then wrap. Wrap. Bring it around here, then wrap. Wrap. And then this first one is the one I really want to make sure stays. Because it's moving. Only because of that wire. And then I'm going to wrap it around, wrap it, and then I'm going to bring it back around, and I'm going to tuck this wire, oh shoot, and then I'm going to tuck this wire under too, because remember, I'm going to use the other wire, that thick wire, when I come back. I might need to make it a little shorter. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off so I can tuck it. And then that's tucked in there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the thicker wire and I'm going to wrap the thicker wire around here. So once I wrap the thicker wire around here, it'll secure that thin wire. That's why I didn't leave it on the end down here. I want everything to be in one place. So that's how we got the wire on that. That's how we got the beads on there. And then I'm going to take some of my gold wire. Remember the wire I'm saving? Couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself. So I'm going to cut some of this. So the material was 38 inches, and I actually was able to use it. Oh my goodness, for the, let me see, for the piece of cord that I cut, piece of cardboard that I cut, let me see what it was. That was probably about, maybe about 8 inches. So the cord that the cardboard that I use, this is about 8 inches. Because I cut it at 10 and then I cut some of it off. So I think I cut it to about 8 inches. And then the material that I cut was about 38 inches. And I showed that in the video. So then we just went ahead and wrapped it. We glued it down really good. Wrapped it around a couple of times. Then wrapped it around the cardboard. Then when we got to the back, we were sure to put some E6000 back here because we wanted to secure. And either way, we're going to wrap it with wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this gold wire and I'm going to measure it for y'all. So this is going to be, I'm going to cut about, that's about 25 inches I'm going to cut of wire. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the wire is I'm going to take the end of it and then I'm going to curl it over to make a hoop like. take my wire and I'm going to start twisting it or wrapping it. This is going to be a little bit tougher because it's thicker. So you have to make sure to make it flat. And then I'm going to wrap it again, like so. I know it'll be looking like it's easy, but this wire, boy, it fights back sometimes. So I'm trying to make it flat as I wrap it against the back. And then I'm going to keep wrapping it. And I want it nice and snug because remember, I'm going to put jump rings on it. So I'm going to take the wire around. And then I'm going to keep wrapping it. And this part right here is where I glued it. So I want to be sure to get wire around there. And I knew that because I could see it right here. Take the wire. I want it nice and snug though. Take it back through, and then I'm going to start wrapping it on this part. I want to make sure that's snug. And I'm going to get this whole part right here. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, so, and then you can see what it's starting to look like. This might be a long video. I'm going to try to rush it a little bit. So I'm going to wrap. And then I'm going to wrap because I really just want this part to be. And then we got the wire right here, and I'm going to take the wire. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to do it on top because I want it to be long enough where I can curl it. So I'm going to clip a little bit of it off, and I want to curl it like so. Just keep curling it like so. I do want to try to get it under that wire some. So very secure under the wire. You can see where I'm pushing it under the wire, because that's what I wanted to do, be right up under there, like that. And then you can see already what it's starting to look like. And then I got a piece of cord, a little piece of black cord. Oh, let me see. Let me do this though. I'm gonna put a little bit on this side. Well, I really don't want to put a lot of. I don't want to put a lot. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my cord and I'm gonna just tie this on like so. You might not be able to see this part. I'll try to. I'm gonna tie this part on. And I want to tie it on top of that wire, nice and snug. And then I want to pull it nice and snug. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, but I'm going to cut it because I want to lay it. Like so. And then I'm going to start wrapping the wire I mean, not the wire, but the cord. Just wrap it, make it nice and snug. It's nice and snug. And then you see all these little fringes. I'm just taking those and just wrapping those with it until I get to the point where I want to tie it off. Which is like maybe right about now, because it's not that much. So I'm going to take it and tie it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of wire. Let me cut this off, because sometimes the fringe get in the way. And I'm going to take this around one more time. And that's nice and snug. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I want to take a piece of wire and I'm going to start wrapping it. But I'm going to cut this part off, so it'll just be laying right across there. Okay, so let's get a piece of wire. And I don't want a whole lot, I just want enough to secure this piece of cord. So I'm going to take my end, I'm going to roll it up. Like so. Make sure it's flat. Take my little wire. I'll put it on top of here. And I'm going to take that wire through like so. If it'll come through. And then I'm going to start wrapping. And I want it to be nice and snug. I hope you guys can see this because I'm fighting with the wire because I want it to be nice and snug. I'm going to hold it this way. This way might even be better. Oh yeah, that's better. I can hold it. Make it nice and snug. And then I'm going to take the end of it, I'm going to curl it up like so. And then I'm going to take my wire because I want it to be pushed up under there. Might even have to pull some of it like so. Okay. I like all the colors. And I'm not going to use any more wire because I got wire coming tomorrow. So I don't want to use all my gold wire up, and I don't want to use any of that thick wire I got. And I don't want to use any more of the thin wire. So I'm going to just leave it like this until I get the other wire tomorrow, the colored wire. And then I'll put some of the colored wire all around the back right here. But this is the gist of it. And I am going to put a couple of... we'll put a couple of jump rings on here too. Where did I put my jump rings? Well, a couple of charms on here, just to give it that look that we want. Man, my light is not good up in here. I'm gonna have to change this all around. So I'm gonna put the jump rings, not jump rings, but the charms on here. Okay, that's like that. And then that's the gist of it. Let's see if this one fit my wrist. Oh, it does. That's the gist of it. So this one is pretty incomplete in the sense I'm going to put some more color wire on this one tomorrow. And then I'll come back with another picture and show you guys how it looks. And you can see how they all look together. Oh my God, these are gorgeous. Just in love with these. Even that one adds a nice little touch. Like really nice. And they're very lightweight. They're not heavy at all. Man, that's a blinged out wrist. I am definitely going to be wearing some of these myself. That is like the coolest thing ever. And you know what? These could even be made for like kids. You can make the, not the cord, but the, when you cut the cardboard, you can make it even this thin. It can even be about this thin, because you can still wrap the material around. Of course, you'll cut it thinner, and you can just wrap that around. You know, little itty bitty beads like this can go on there, or even like the little pearls, or because teenagers will wear these, maybe not this thick like this, but they will wear them if they this small. And then if you got them in stacks, these are like gorgeous. I'm just in love with these.